Hoo hoo little owls, welcome to today's stream that is not really planned through. I hope everybody's doing well, or at least better than me. I am honestly not better than I was on Tuesday, so we'll see how long my energy lasts. Also, my PC also doesn't really want to work today, so we just have the very best conditions for a stream. So yeah, just a heads up. I was thinking about just like maybe doing one or two smaller things and like nothing too big today. Just tiny things. Maybe talking a bit, maybe playing minigame, maybe looking into like one thing or two. I definitely do not want to run into any sort of technical problems, so I'm giving it to things that I know work. Yeah, Vermintide still not working. I tried it out. I'm believing we're gonna have to probably wait a month or two for that, so I'll update you as soon as there is anything on that front, but I don't think it's gonna be anytime soon, so we're gonna have to be patient. Yeah. Other than that, I don't know what to talk about. I'm gonna be totally honest. There's not much. Okay, that's the wrong thing. There is a lot going on currently, but not much positive that I would like to talk about like on stream. So let's just say I got a lot of stress currently. Let's leave it at that. Okay, what shall we do? I am thinking about maybe... I have a game here. I do not like to play these for like too much. Like these like search for animals in a picture kind of games. And I don't want to play like too much of them. I think one should be okay to play. Because if I play too many of them, my eyes kind of hurt because they are like mostly like white background with a little lines. So that is bad for one thing. But the other thing that's bad mostly is that you kind of have to concentrate and like look through things. And that's like very, very disturbing for the eyes if you like do that too long, I think, because it's not like a natural movement. Like in most games that's also like tiring for the eyes, but like if you're like in a game and you look from like one tree that is interesting to you to a NPC that's interesting to you, to a, I don't know, guy with a sword that's approaching you, that is like other than the circumstance, I think that your eye would like normally do, and not like when you're having like these search picture games, like your eyes making like tiny movements, you know? And that's not a natural movement. Hey there, Asfa. I don't get notification on Discord or Twitch. I don't know, maybe something didn't work out. Magically, the bitrate that was red the last 4 streams is now magically green again, and I changed nothing, and it shows the same number on it. But the color is now different again, so, shrug? I am absolutely, I don't know, confused. It fixed it itself. Maybe they just changed the color back, because I said it has the same, like when you hover over it with the mouse, it showed you like how much your connection is, like in number, and it shows about the same number, like 1 kilobyte thingy, hip or hop, like, but like on average the same. But now it's green again, and before it was red, so I don't know. Maybe they made a coloring mistake or something. Whoever updated the interface, or I don't know. But yeah, I wish they would fix the chat too. Let me try it. Wait, I can. Let me go into OBS. Doc, Twitch chat doc. Let me see. Okay, we have an update. Oh, thank you very much for the follow. Hyperneko. Much appreciated. Okay, so I apparently can type again. Like, let me test that. Nah, I can't. Okay. Huh? If I try to type, it showed me a typing field. If I try to type, it shows me something like you're not logged into Twitch, you can't type. Okay. Okay. I'll try it offline again to fix it. My friend was doing a biz for me, and when he opened the Akasha to see the build, I was so surprised to find out my Farina is top 0.4%. You can see that on Akasha. I think I only used Akasha like once. And that was just to like compare one build that I had to like another. So I don't really know, and I don't think you need to update that, right? Like open the profile so it can read out your like build. I think I haven't done that in ages. Is Asia really that bad? I have no clue. I mean, technically you could like look at your build and then like they probably have some sort of tier list for like the other servers, and then like compare that like to the top 10 of the others. Never used it until today. Yeah, as I said, I don't use it either, so I'm really not into that whole comparison of builds thing. Hey there, Ghostface Japan. Cutie mode. Yeah, that's a weird thing. My ability to post emotes kind of has been and not diminished, but like it feels weird. Like my normal Twitch window is only showing me is this only showing me like the 70 ones, but not like the normal ones anymore. So I'm confused where my emotes went. I think I have to go over and like have a look. Rick is good, but Chlorine and Farina. I think I remember the build you posted on the Discord. It was pretty good. Maybe you got too much time on your hands. Or too much luck. Give a little bit of that luck, like, come on, in my pocket. I need it. Akasha works like Anka. I never used Anka either. But I think you need to have your profile, like, in the profile, don't you have, like, a button to either show your stats or not? And you need to have it on, otherwise it can't read it out. And also somebody needs to type in the UID to, like, pull. Because I did that once because somebody asked for my build when I asked for help in Abyss. But it's been years since I did that. Just UID. I'm pretty sure if you have that like that one button that your stats are not shown in game, if you have that like on, then also the website can't read it. At least that's what it was before when I did that. But that was like maybe 2 years ago. So maybe it's how do you put it? Maybe it has changed since I last used it. See, you're living in a whole other sphere regarding builds, you know? That sort of build is unreachable for me. But I could have sworn that you need to, like, activate that for people. I mean, most people have it on that you can see their stats, but not everybody does. I'm not sure I got it. Because I was always afraid I get bullied for my bad builds. People look at my builds and be like, the heck? Why do you have such bad I think I don't have it on, but I'm not sure. Maybe I do. I don't remember. And there was at least a time I didn't. Like, there's also a button to, like, hide, like, completely your profile, like, who you have there, like, on the page. But that's, like, a different thing. I think. Unless I'm, like, confusing it with a different game, but I don't think so. Now that I think about it, I have no idea how that is in Star Rail. Do they even have a button? I think, like, all profiles in Star Rail are just public or something. I don't know. Only thing you can do is, like, leave your page empty by not putting anybody in, but, like, that's dumb. So yeah, I don't really know what else we could talk about, so we can still talk while I'm, like, clicking a little bit. So my idea would be to start the clicky game that I have. And can it be that I don't see chat anymore? Because I just saw emotes on my preview. Wait, the preview does have more chat. Why does my chat stop at nope? Huh? Okay, I have a news. I think the multi-chat thing is also broken. I can't trust that chat anymore. Are they for real? Okay, that is weird. Good thing that I saw the emote plop up. Okay, I'm gonna put my browser window again over my OBS. Let me oh yeah, I can't type here, but I can type on the browser window. Let me type in test. Yeah, multi-chat not working anymore. What the hell? Okay, I'm confused. I'm gonna be honest, I'm confused. Yeah, now I can read the chat. Okay. Vermintide. I already said in the beginning when you went there yet that I tested it. It does not work yet. So I'm thinking they probably do it with their next big update. And they normally do an update like every few months. So we probably have to wait until they do an update to, like, streamline this. Which is fair. At least they're doing something like it all. But yeah, the plan for today is I don't have a plan. That's the plan. The plan is I don't have a plan. The only thing that I kind of, like, have here, what I wanted to start with, is playing one of these, like, search for animals in the picture kind of games. I can't play something like that for, like, too long, but, like, one should work. And we can also talk while I do that, because it shouldn't be, like, too demanding on my brain to do that while we talk about stuff. I think that sounds like an idea. Now I just have to see if it gets captured. Because if it has the same problem as every other game, then I'm losing my mind. Okay, I already have it open now. I only need to bring it into OBS. Give me a second. What do I do? What do I do? Click on game capture. Okay. Unlike Vermintide, it seems to work. Give me a second. And There we go. Good. I'll reset my camera because it's freaking out. This game. I don't know. I haven't played that one yet, I think. Or did I? No. I just downloaded it right now. It can't be. Time to learn how blind I am always blind. I don't know what 2 and T means, but... Oh yeah, I shouldn't have 2 music on. That won't do. Okay. Only music when we're tapped in, but that's fine. How do I move the picture? Is this like a predetermined picture? Oh no, I need to use my mouse wheel to zoom. Oh my god, no. Okay. Okay, this is about as zoomed in as I get. Otherwise, I will never go back out. Okay, I'll just start pressing on whatever I think is a kitty. Mouse wheel would F up because I can't use mine properly. Yeah, same. Mine is buggy. Whenever I try to zoom in, for example, I'll zoom in right now. You see, it makes some... It goes backwards and then it goes forward. I'm still zooming in, but it jumps. Then it goes back, then it goes forward. And now if I want to zoom out, it kind of does the same thing. Look at it. Yeah, I've read that many people that have my mouse have the same problem. So it's not a me problem, it's apparently a problem with the product. And otherwise the mouse works perfectly fine, which is why I don't want to buy a new one. Because I have a very petite hands, and they get tired very easily. So I want a mouse that's good and responsive for gaming. But also I want one that's like very light. And I bought this one. It was pretty expensive at the time. I got it for Christmas. And the thing is I can't afford a new one with the same quality, you know. That's the problem. Happened to both the mouses I have, and both are different brands. Maybe their mouse wheels are just bad that they produce. Because I thought it was just only mine. Because I saw like post after post. The mouse is spazzing out because of the cat game. Then why does it happen in other games as well? Okay, well, we're just gonna go from the middle. That is not safe. Cat driving. But that it happens to other brands, I didn't hear yet. And here, is that supposed to be a cat or is that a human? Okay, it's kitty cat. I was confused for a second. So, if it happens to other brands too, I'm really not safe. Maybe it is a problem with the technology. Because let's be real. They recently like switched like from like analog to like digital switch stuff and everything like everything's changed. Or maybe they switched up like the wheels too, and somehow they're not properly quality controlled yet or something. I don't know. I can just guess. Do owls eat cats? That's a good question. I would say in general, most cats are probably too big. Like, the other question that you could ask is, does a cat eat an owl? Probably also too big. They would probably, like, fight, though. And maybe hurt each other. Like most animals do. Which kind of reminds me, last time I saw, like, a cat walking through, like, outside in front of my house, like, meeting another cat, apparently, from the neighborhood. And at first, they were really friendly with each other. And they were, like, sniffing, and then suddenly, like, one of the cats, like smacked the other one in the face, and then they were roughhousing, and then, I don't know, they went into the bushes, and I couldn't see the end of the fight, but, like, cats are weird. Both cats and owls eat mice. So it's competition. I think they would eat each other if they weren't like too big for each other and probably like on equal status. like you can see like pelican, they're also trying to eat everything there is. If they can, that is a different question. But they try. They have tastes too. It kind of depends. Like if you have people that are like, I mean, they do have certain tastes, like natural, like humans do too. But like, I don't know if it's like special for like my family. But the cats of my family have always been extra picky because my mother like makes them extra picky. You know, we're not talking about like, oh, does not like chicken, likes fish more. We're talking about like, oh, doesn't like that brand or doesn't like that brand on Mondays or something like that. So, I don't know. Or at least that's what I'm told. I lost dog with a cat in front of it. Yeah, my experience with cats is that is a ducky, right? Yeah. My experience with cats has been kind of like tainted by the cats like raised in my family, and I don't know about you, but like most of these have been like adopted from like difficult circumstances, which is in itself is not a bad thing if you ask me. If you want to get a pet, like give some pet a new home instead of like getting a new one that is like bred. Does a hat count? Apparently yes. But the problem is, I say it as it is, not everybody is, oh, also that's a cat. Not everybody is suited to be parenting already misbehaving cats. You need like discipline and a lot of time. And if that's not there, you get like cats that are probably more miserable than they were before. Mine's the opposite cat. My brother and his wife have a 4th got from a breeder. And 3-4 strays. The thing is, normally I don't have anything against cats, per se. But like their cats, whenever I come over, the only thing I am getting scratched. I'm getting bitten. The things that I bring with, like my jacket or like my backpack, is also getting scratched, bitten, and like totally destroyed. Like they are really misbehaving. Also, there's cat hair on everything, including the plates and everything. So when we eat over there, it's like not nice. I'm gonna be honest. Some people can't be stressed with another creature's life, yeah. It was worse when they had dogs. Because a cat, for the most part, is like a self-sustained creature. As long as you give them like the means to do so. Of course, if you put them in a room and you put nothing in there, your cat cannot sustain itself because there is nothing. But like, for the most part, a cat, at least when it's multiple cats, like it can like they can entertain themselves. They can like, they eat their stuff. They find their space. But like, dogs are more like babies. They do need attention and exercise and all that. And if you're not ready for that, in my opinion, don't get a dog. So, yeah. just leave the door open, they'll leave and take care of themselves. That's the funny thing, they don't let them outside anymore. They are totally like only indoor cats. Personally, I'm not a big fan of indoor only cats, but they have to make their own decisions. Hey, so far it's looking good, but just wait until I've been through the picture once and I'm still missing cats. Because then we're having problems. So yeah, my whole picture on cats is tainted by that. But in general, I've been to like friends' households with everything like dogs, cats, fish, and always had a good impression of the pets there. Just the pets that my family themselves had, I always had a bad impression with. I don't know why, it just is. But personally, I've always been more like a pet bird person than cats or dogs. Just from my personal like taste. Brother's cat are mostly indoors, but the one out the cat is chill. It does leave once in a while and comes back home at around 7. As long as they can leave and go at any point. Is there something there? Yeah, I thought like, okay, that picture is way too detailed. We have guests, behave yourselves. I think that is something you can actually tell to a dog, but not to a cat. A cat is like, okay, don't care. The dog would be like, oh, they said behave. If I'm not behaving, maybe there's no treat. So for a dog, that definitely could help. For a cat, I think they wouldn't give a they wouldn't give a thing about your commands of any sort. Not even friendly suggestions. Uh-oh, we're approaching the end of the picture. I still have a 19 defined, but we still have like this corner, so it could go well. But yeah, currently I'm not having any pets. For one, because a recent move and like getting a pet before a move was dumb, and right now I'm still like, I still have some boxes sitting around, so I still haven't quite unpacked everything yet. Like, there's still a work in progress because I'm lazy. So I don't really have the time and energy for a pet right now. Also, if I'm totally honest, at the moment, I'm still trying to come to terms with the fact that I lost my last pet. And I don't know about you, but there's like, I think there's like two kinds of people. The people that are like mourning for a pet like very intensely and like long, and then they get one maybe never, or like after a long time. That would be like me. Or the people that are like, okay, my pet died, and then they immediately get a new pet to like fill the void. I'm not one of these people. I just can't. That's just not my thing. It's perfectly valid to do it like both ways. I don't judge. Like some people are just like, okay, I feel sadness. I need to feel the sadness with new cuteness. I can understand. It's just not for me. Me, I'm just going through the supermarket, and whenever I go to the, like when I have to go to the cereal section, I need to get past the pet food section. And also in, not the supermarket, but like in the, I don't know what the shop's called. Doesn't matter. When I need to go get tools for like, when I had to get the painting stuff, I also was getting past the pet food section. Whenever I get past the pet food section, I'm sad. It's just, it doesn't stop. Yeah, to each their own, exactly. Everybody needs to know what like is good for them. We're approaching the last cats. Okay. I gone through the picture once, and I'm missing 5 cats. Okay, now we're gonna go and I don't know what we do. We'll go over it once more, and I'll see if I still find some. And if we can't, then I'll go like zoom in a little bit, and we go like detail search. I think that's like a good idea. 5 is not like... It's still a good amount, but it's not infinite amount. Is there a bathtub? There was one in the bathtub, but this one I think is a ducky, because I can't click it. The one that's still in there. There was one right next to the ducky, though. Somehow I have the feeling one of the windows is probably gonna have one that I overlooked. Because there's like so many drapes there. Can you even see you can't see my mouse, can you? Doesn't matter. I think we're good. I see one in the hospital. Okay, 4 more to go. But like in general, cats are like, they are the masters of blending in. Ever had owned a black cat and then they're just disappeared in the corner, and you just, at some point you see like eyes, and then you're like, oh, that's where the cat was. Ah. 2 more. Looks like I overlooked a whole bunch up here. Okay, we're down to the last 2. Okay, I'm out of the easy ones again. Maybe in the windows in the middle? The coffee also has like many items, but I think it's mostly muffins. I don't think it's any cats. That guy here has a lot of jewelry. But we already found a cat on him, so I don't think he'll have another one. Ah, I see another one. In the coffee sign. Okay, now I'm only missing 1. And I'm not clicking on hint. We'll find that one. Even if it takes forever. She says. And then in 5 years, she's still sitting here like, I'll find it. Dies of thirst because she couldn't get up. The last one is always the hardest one. It can't just be me. Like, the last one is always the one that you look at the same spot 50 times and you don't see anything, and then suddenly it's there and you're like, I swear it appeared. It wasn't here before. Okay, I zoom a little bit in. Or at least I try. We're doing a zoomed in version. See, now I see more details. For example, that is supposed to be milk. I wasn't sure what that was before. It's weird that some parts here are colored and some are not. But I do really appreciate the colored parts. Makes it easier for my brain to like handle than when the whole picture is black and white, right? Yeah, it helps the eyes rest. I did see that like some of the newer announced like find X amount 100X whatever it is at the time. Games are trying to like implement more color, which is really nice. So far I've seen... Oh, there it is! I did not zoom up that high before, but more like if I had, it looked like this. It was like it was hidden behind the logo because I didn't zoom in. Like if I zoomed out like this, it was hidden behind the logo. Look, if we zoom in out the way we did before and we go up to the corner, it is locked behind the logo. Are you kidding me? You have to zoom in a certain amount and then you see it appear behind the logo. How long did I take for the game? Like 30 minutes maybe? I think I did good. Go back to the main menu. Da, 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 da. There we go. My music. All right. Need to how you put it? I need to rest my eyes a bit from that. But that was nice to do. Like, not the hardest, but like nice to do. I like it that they like implemented like colors. Just staring hurts. I think the first ones are quite okay, but if you're like missing a lot and you just can't find it, the longer you stare, the more your eyes hurt. Especially on the black and white. I don't know if any of you have played name. Wait, it will come to me. I don't know if any of you have... Wait. I just don't have to think. I just have to say it. Yeah, West of Loathing. That's what it is. I don't know if anybody has played West of Loathing. I really enjoyed the game. It was like maybe a little tedious and grindy towards the end. But it was a really nice game. But the problem with West of Loathing is, or was, more, still is, didn't change, is that since it's like a black and white game with more white than black, by the way, also, but like stick figure game, it does have the problem that the eyes are getting tired like very easily. And that is not a good thing for a game, especially one where you're like running around a lot and like, don't get me wrong, everything else was really nice. It was a nice, humorous parody of the game, but my poor little eyes were not taking that too well. Just like some gaming companies really need to reevaluate their loading screens. Because recently I'm noticing trends. Like either we have like white screens, screens of doom, where you have like mainly white screen that has like maybe a tiny logo on it or like a tooltip. And that's like, especially when you're playing during the night, that's like burning your eyes out. Looking at you, Genshin. Or the other problem is game developers like overdoing their loading and intro screens, where it has like so much to load that it's lagging and it's taking like 30 seconds to even get the screen on, and then the screen itself is loading for 5 minutes, and then you can get into the game. Like, I remember back in a time where a loading screen was just... It was just a picture that they showed you to see, hey, we're still loading. You shouldn't look yet because everything would look half loaded. And then once everything was loaded, the screen thingy disappeared. But nowadays I got the feeling the loading screen itself does take more resources than the game. And it's just supposed to look pretty. Because whenever you get into a game, it's still loading stuff up like textures. So I don't know. I play LWS too, but the environment gets too dim, so I have to calibrate my window screen to make everything brighter. Yeah, that's something that is a problem with like realistic 3D games, that sometimes when you have darkness in certain areas, especially often happens with like horror games, that they overdo it with the darkness factor. And you have like this problem that you don't see anything, like not even the slightest sometimes. And a darker atmosphere is nice, but if I'm just in a black room and I am supposed to see that there's like a table with a cup on it, I'm like, no. A few of the better ones get that done really nicely by having like a calibration that has like objects in it. So you can see like, okay, the calibration is like a picture and it tells you, okay, here you see a picture. You should see the clock perfectly, but do not see the window in the background or something. And then you can like adjust it to your monitor. Brightness light isn't perfect even if it's calibrated up. I have to change the saturation. Like, a preview is really nice, but then the game also needs to uphold to the preview. I've seen, like, many games have, like, a brightness calibration where it's just like, okay, here's an emblem, like a 2D emblem. Tell us if you can still see it, but, like, in-game, like, all the values are, like, extremely different on what you can actually see. And do not get me started on the problematic on filters for like video. Like that's not a problem for you when you're like normally gaming, but like if you're streaming or you're recording a video and you're playing a horror game, sometimes it can happen that thanks to like the filtering, you have at the end a like pixeled mess and you don't see anything, even though you as the player did see something in that section. That's because like they want to keep their video thingy small, so they compress the image, and therefore it's something that is mostly dark with a few nuances. The compressor is like, oh, that's a black screen, and makes a black screen out of it. So sometimes you have to like make it a little brighter, which in itself then again ruins the immersion a tiny bit. So I was like never happy with how things were recorded. It could have been better, to be honest. At least it's not the Virtual Boy. You mentioned that hot thing, and that's how we play games. Could have been worse. I mean, it can always be worse. Still, I can actually like critique on what problems we're having. It's worse in other aspects. Yeah, it sure is. Have you tried the new Memory of Chaos? Then you know what problems we're currently facing. It's a nightmare. I mean, unless you have, like, the characters needed for it. But honestly, if they just expect every player to just pull every character now, they'll soon face the realization that players will leave. Because players want to have one thing. Shocking, I know. Fun. and if you're taking the fun away, player leaves. It's just the way it is. And I don't know about like, there's a tiny percentage of people that are having fun by being, I don't know, whaley. Like, the majority just wants to play the characters that they think look pretty and just have fun using them. And if that's not possible, just that's the flow of things. But yeah, we can talk up that tree for hours. We'll not get a response. We can only do the best out of things. I called it like 2 months before the game came out. Turn-based gacha will have insane power creep. There's only so much you can do with 5 effects. That is what I've been saying. I have heard rumors, and I do not like these rumors. I don't know if you heard them before, but I heard rumors that they may also do what they did in Genshin, like that they get a theater mode of sorts. But I just can't imagine it. And in like Genshin, it works because in theater you can use reactions, and reactions work even with bad characters. You can like, okay, as long as it's the right element, you can do a hyper bloom, and it works. Yeah. And if they want to do something like, okay, we want to now do a mode that like forces you to build a lot of characters, you need to give people the characters that they actually can use for this. Cause in Genshin, there's like lots of 4 stars that are like, they are not amazing, but they are okay-ish, and they can be used for this. But like, how many 4 stars do we have in Star Rail, and how many of those are actually usable? Don't even want to get started on that they don't work together then. It's just, yeah, simulated. I always saw simulated universe as like a different mode, but apparently that is not what they were talking about in these rumors. They were talking about a mode that forces you to build lots of characters. And in my opinion, it does not work in a game that doesn't have a lot of free units that are usable. It just doesn't work. It works in Genshin because there is actually a lot of free units that you can actually like use, and that work together. That is also important. But yeah, we as I said, I hope these just stay rumors, because honestly, if you want to dig your own grave, like, go ahead. But level 4 stars, yeah. Especially DPS. There's like how many actually still usable 4-star DPS do we have? Like, sure, we got like, and even then not good tier, but like low mid tier, we have like 1 or 2 supports that are like usable. But do we have any usable free 4-star DPS? I don't think so. Only March. Even with Mosey March, I would argue that they are more like sub DPS that you slot. Especially March, since she needs actually to have like a master that she buffs. And Mosey needs people that do like attacks for him, so he wouldn't work in a sort of theater mode like at all. If he doesn't get people that actually do like his attacks for him. But yeah, it's a problem. So I can't imagine them like putting something like that in. You can solo DPS March and Break. I have one question, because literally I as you know, I have been thinking about if I do build my March Break or crit. And does a break team even work if you do not have a Ruan Mei? Because I don't think it does. I just don't think it can perform good enough to beat the endgame modes. Like, sure, for Overworld, but like we're not talking about Overworld. Like, Asu, same. Asu has so many buffs. I heard that maybe the buffs that they were talking about are like, they said something about buffs, but that can go either good or bad. It can also just be that the buffs are like for this new rumored mode that we're getting, and it's just like SU buffs, and it doesn't mean it's mean anything. Like, imagine you get like, oh, you get a buff for an old character, but only if you use it in that new mode. like a blessing of sorts that character has. Yeah, I never saw it as like an endgame mode. Which kind of reminds me that the level of it is gonna get a reset soon, right? I must see if I already completed like all the... I think I got the level, but I don't have all the achievements yet. Will the tasks also be reset? I don't know. Like, you know, when you go like onto that one collection tab and then it shows like tasks like do it on difficulty 5 or something. Well, what was the other thing? Like 3-star 2 adventure domains while doing a run or something. I'm not sure if these are also like reset or if these will stay. I doubt mock of Lord 12 level without best in slot 5-star character. I mean, yes. I mean, I can tell from experience. I have a few good characters, but I don't have like... I don't even have like one best in slot. Everything is best in slot team. Just like tiny little pieces. And I can tell you I cannot clear. So... I would say the builds are like average. Like, I don't have great, but also not absolute trash builds. But for the most part, I'm always missing like 1 or 2 per team best in slot recommendations. But I do have the rest, and sometimes I even have like a light cone, and still it's not enough. People do MOC with only 4 stars, but with Omega high investments. Yeah, I saw like some things like, oh, only 4 stars, only 4 star, but has like 5-star light cones on max rank and everything, and the OPest builds that you've never seen. Yeah, I also didn't see it in quite a while. I must say that like I did see some abyss clears for Genshin with only starting characters, like the ones that you have get 100% in the game. But even those are more rare recently because they are up in the limit so much. The one I saw, 4-star icons only. You must send it on the Discord then, because I didn't see it. But let me guess, the artifact... No. Artifacts? No, where are we here? Relics, sorry. Wrong game. Let me... The relics were probably like god level. Like something a normal player cannot reach, because we can't infinitely press on OK, use money to make another run. That's a big problem. Like, you can say like, okay, it is just luck. And sure, sometimes people luck out with relics or artifacts, depending on the game. But a lot of times, these players, they don't luck out for the most part. They are like, okay, you have 5 tries a day. They do like 500 tries a day. They just do another run, another run, another run, another run. So it's no wonder their builds are better. They're basically doing like, if you get like 1 good item per year, let's like average that. And these players do like, they do like 100 times more pulls on like relics than you. Then they're basically doing 100 years worth of your year at the same time. So something you can never really get behind with just playing. Yeah, resetting is also something I'm not really a big fan of. But that's mostly because I am having bad luck, so... luck is not my... Like, if you have a stat sheet in your, like, real life, like your character stats of your person, like, my luck stat would be minus. I did not skill into that. Yeah, also, like, I saw a few, like, builds where they have, like, super low, like, not zero, but, like, in comparison, relatively low crit rates, but very high crit damage, and they just hope on characters that, like, burst that they crit or something like that. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, too. I saw a few of these, like... But, like, for me, that's not a practical thing, you know? How does one say that is damage per screenshot and not damage per second? Looks good on paper, doesn't feel like that when you're actually playing it. Crit fishing. See, I learned a new word today. That's called crit fishing. The only thing I know is that, I mean, not the content creator that you mentioned just now, but the thing is that as a casual, I see a lot of problem with content creators not really providing any help to players that actually need it. Like, a lot of the time, I see content creators making guides for, like, endgame mode, and they are recommending, okay, to beat this, you just need a premium character A with his special support B and C and sustain that's premium D, and you also need a light cone of all of these four. Like, great. Now, I know how to do that with the premium. Can you tell me how to do it without? Because I think the people that actually have the full-on premium, they do not need a guide. They can just press auto and then be done. Yeah, exactly. Like, shouldn't a content creator be somebody that, like, if they make guides, like, are they making guides to show how much they pulled, or do they actually make guides for people to, like, follow through and actually get through with things? I see a lot of more, but, like, not total only. I see a lot of more beginner-friendly guides for Genshin, and I see, like, basically 0 to 1 4-star rail. It may be in the nature of the games, but still, like, they could at least try, you know? At least a tiny bit. But yeah, that's just my personal opinion. The funniest thing for me isn't like the fact that it is that way. The funniest thing is when you're like, you're sitting here, you're working, but still you have your phone next to you because, yeah, you know, could somebody be calling? But then you get a text or like a notification, I think is the right word. You got a notification on your phone and you're like, okay, what is it? It could be important. So even though it's work, you go to your phone. You pick it up, and then you see, oh, HoYoLab notification. And what is it? Oh, a guide from HoYoLab on how to beat the current mark. The high stages. You're like, oh, a guide. An official guide. Maybe let's see what is in there. Oh, you could have guessed what was in there. Advertising. Buy the new character, please. That's what was in there. Yeah, please change subject, please. Have you done more anecdotes? I tried doing anecdotes. I do them every day. And I still haven't gotten every single character. I was still missing Yao Yao. She just doesn't want to pop up. She just poof. She just, no, Does she exist? Has anybody gotten the Yao Yao? Also, on some days, I noticed that I only got 4 instead of the 5 people, even though I looked all over the map. And I think maybe that was because I should have gotten the same character twice. So, like, let's say Amber had 2 stories that day, but I think it cannot go from Amber to Amber, for example. So if you have Amber twice in a day, it would have to go for like Amber, Noelle, Amber. And I think I got a double story on one character. But then that was the last character, so it didn't anymore. I did check Kokomi. I even checked the wharf because Shangli sometimes likes to hang out in the in Tea Land. In the lands of the teas, in the valley, in the wharf, in the valley. In the valley. I can't talk anymore. Okay, then I don't know what happened. It was buggy. But it didn't matter. Other than that, I did everything every day. But I'm still missing Yao Yao, as I said. And probably I'm still missing some of the other anecdotes. Like I wish there was like a list on who has how many stories, because this way I don't know, was that the last, or is there one more to come, you know? I wish there was like there's probably somewhere, some in the internet that I can look up. But I really would like to have an in-game list, you know? Where you can see how many you're still missing. Other than that, I am praying every day that Yao Yao will appear on the map. Like, first thing I do is I log in, and then I look on the map, and I'm like... It's Ember again. I seem to be getting Ember a lot. I don't know why. Amber just likes to be places. Especially places where I have to climb, apparently. But yeah. Other than that, I haven't come around to play the quest yet. I'll probably play it on the weekend or something, depending on my mood. And yeah. No, will not be my most favorite. I'm pretty sure of that. But we'll see. Maybe it's decent. But I at the moment I have other things. I still haven't completed the event stuff for Star Rail because I'm lazy. Maybe I'll do like one more thingy today. But I don't know. I have such a lazy streak. I think I'll call it like winter depression or something. No, it's not that though. It's more like there has been a lot of like real life things that weigh on my mind. And that are not like pretty to deal with. And I am one of the people that has problems having fun in games if I'm sad, you know. So far, Xianyun, Yao Yao, and Xiangling. I don't know what my favorites are. I'm waiting until I've seen every single one. But even then, I think it's hard to decide. But I think I like the ones more that are actually cutscenes instead of the ones where everybody's just sitting and be... Hey, hi, how you doing? Bye. Especially hard to contender of that is Shangli. He like, what's up? You here too? Goodbye. Yeah, that was really confusing to me too. Like now when I don't find one, I just simply switch time of day. That's like usually my thing that I do for like most games anyways. Because sometimes it's the same with quests. Some quests are only there like in day or night time, so. But yeah, so far, what was my favorite one so far? I'm not quite sure. I can't decide. Amber Shenyan even has a line of dialogue before you start the cutscene. Yeah, I think at one thing she was like shooting an arrow, right? At least in the one thing where I got to her, she's shooting an arrow. I was like, something's actually happening. Those are the things that we actually should have. That would be really nice. But actually, if I could pick, I want the feature that Zenless has. The hangout, no, what is it called? Quality time feature. I don't know if you've seen that one before, but like that's what I would wish for in Genshin. Quality time would be really nice. That makes it feel so much more like a character instead of like like a person instead of a video game character. That's like the actual thing that like describes it. Because everybody has like different things they want to go to and like different things they're saying and different way that they're acting. And that is actually something that I like personally. Something that I would enjoy to see. Even though I'm rarely getting to play it in Zenless because, as I said, I'm at the moment busy with Star Rail, so I'm not having that much time to look around in Zenless currently, even if I wanted to. I have to... Maybe I have to, at some point, say goodbye to yet another game from the list. You just know how it is. You can't just have it all. I need more drink. Excuse me. And that's better. Make my glass full with water, just in case. Because I knew we were probably talking a lot today, because I really have nothing. I wanted to have a look, maybe into Occupy White Walls. Thank you for the hydrate, by the way. I wanted to have a look, maybe into Occupy White Walls, and see what they have been up to since last time I played. But the thing is, I looked into their blog today to see what updates came since I last played, and there was nothing. Nada since 2023. I was like, okay. They just stopped or something. I don't know. And I don't think they just slumped on the Steam news page. I think they just literally stopped developing it, if you can call it that. Which is really bad. I really like the experience. But I can also understand it's like not really a game. It's more like an experience thingy, and like development costs are expensive. Especially since this one probably also requires like a lot of scans and stuff. On top of like all the building of 3D objects, so I can understand it. It's still a pity though. Also, since we had a discussion on the Discord recently, I looked into Guild 3 again to see how they have developed, and guess what? They also didn't post an update since the last time I looked. I got the feeling everything I like care for recently has been a little had been having little setbacks. I mean, it was in a playable state already, but sometimes it's just sad seeing things just like finished, you know? And I barely got to play it too with like friends, because when it came out, it was like under the development of like the first developer, the ones that absolutely screwed it up, where it got it bad reviews from, because everybody was expecting the same quality as Guild 2. And when it wasn't that quality, like everybody left a bad review, and most people also like returned the game. But I kept my hopes up that maybe they gonna turn things around. They didn't though, and then the game got bought by a different company, and they fixed the game so it was playable, and they added features. And it wasn't in a good and playable state, but by that time, all my friends had lost their faith, so to speak, in the game. And they said, like, yeah, when it's done, we can play. And then when it wasn't in, like, a fixed and playable state, and I told them, yeah, we can play, they were like, it's not new anymore, I don't care, I don't want to try it. It's not as good as, or at least also not an improvement, and it's different from part 2. Which, yeah, it is. It is different from part 2, and honestly, feature-wise, I think I like part 2 a tiny bit more than I like part 3. But the big problem with part 2 is, I don't know if anybody played Guild 2, but I can tell you one thing about Guild 2. It's a buggy mess. It's a really nice concept, but like when you play multiplayer, your games can get out of sync with each other. And once they're out of sync, even if you load the game again together, after you play like 10 minutes, it crashes again with the same error. The games are out of sync. And that time that you can play until it crashes gets smaller and smaller until you're logging in, and 10 seconds later you get the out of sync still. So basically, once you played long enough on a map, for it to get interesting, you basically bugged your game out and couldn't play together anymore. That was not so much a problem in like single player, but like in multiplayer, it was a big problem. And there was like patches, like fan patches that made the time longer until the error occurred, but like it never really gotten out of the game. So when part 3 was announced, everybody was like, oh, it's part 2, but now it's fixed. And yeah, like now it is fixed. It is way more stable than part 2. But part 3 is also like a little bit more tame and a little bit more dry, I'd say, than part 2. But at the same time, it has very enhanced graphics, and it runs smoother. So I think I like both of them for what they are. If I want to have like a short and like hyper quirky gameplay, then I like part 2. But if I like to have a stable, a little bit worse, but like stable and like more modern take on everything, and then I like part 3 more. But let's be real, the real winner is Fugger 2, the predecessor. But that is like even older. You have to get you have to get the DOS box out to play it, and even then you can get buggy sound or buggy colors if you're making the wrong decisions on installation and something. Stable, Star Stable Mansion. That's the wrong kind of stable. Star Stable did get an update though. I think they have a new quest, but only a short one. I can look into it, but I'm unsure if I can do it yet. Cause I think you can get it in the tournament, in like the what is it called, the medieval tournament, and I don't know if I have a high enough reputation there. I could look into it though real quick, but I need to update the game if I need to. So yeah, I'm a little bit torn. I like to play the guild again, but playing the guild is like way more fun with like friends that actually know how to play the game. It's really the same for Guild 2 as well, and for Fugger. Back then it was also way more fun if you play multiplayer. And those are just one of these games where like the economic like aspect of it is like not the fun. The fun is when you actually get to mess with your friends, or like you together mess with an NPC. Or like you have like moments where what dumb stuff happens. Well, you know, when you're a kid, sometimes you do stupid things. Do you know that? I think you should be familiar with it. When you're dumb and small, you do small dumb things. I remember when we were just like small tiny kids, and we were playing Fugger 2. I don't know on what Windows that was, an old one. And like you seen the bot that I sent you on like how to play the game. The thing is, when you get an heir, like when you get a child in the game, you get to name the child. Like with your keyboard, you can put a name in for the baby. And I was playing with my brother on a Fugger 2 playthrough. And the thing is, it doesn't really cost you anything extra to have like more children in this one, because Fugger 2 is like very old. They didn't consider something like that yet. So having more babies in general is like good, because you can have something happen to you in game. Like, okay, the pest hits and then like 2 of your babies die. And if you have no babies, no heirs, then all your stuff goes to either the church or like the state, and then you're like game over and you can't continue. So there I was in my playthrough, making as many babies as possible. And I think I was already like on the 5th or 6th baby. Like a lot of them, they were just popping out. And my brother as well was also in his playthrough having like it is like a round based, like one player plays and then the round changes and then the other player plays. So you're paralleling the same year but one after the other on the same PC. And like at this point, like the first babies, you're like, okay, I give them a nice name, and like at some point you're like just like, okay, your name is, and then like the most generic names you can think of at some point. The reason being why you're given the first babies like nice names is because one of them you can name as your heir, and once your character dies, you continue on playing as the heir. So of course you want to give your heir baby like a nice name, so you can continue on with the nice baby. But like at some point you get like, okay, you get a random generic name. And yeah, my brother had it at like his, I don't know, 4th baby, I think, at that time. And he was like, he was putting an insult in. He was putting an insult in as a name. Because he was so fed up with naming children that were coming around, and they were coming between the rounds. Like when both players completed the rounds, then it showed additional things that happened in the year, and there the baby naming could happen. And he gave in an insult as a baby name. And yeah, a funny story, it was my baby, not his baby. So he accidentally named my baby. It wasn't a big deal. I mean, was throwaway baby number 6 anyway. But, and now the funny thing. My village got hit by a fire. Funny thing, okay, I wrong word for this. Gameplay-wise, like, in lore, not funny. Gameplay-wise, funny. I got hit by a fire in-game. And all my kids died, except the one baby, but that time not a baby anymore, with the insult as a name. And my character died in the same year. So the next thing I see is, it's your round, welcome, insult. So I got to play the next generation as insult. I'm not gonna say I know it doesn't matter which insult it was. So yeah, I had an insult as my character name for a whole generation until I made it back to normal. But that will forever be the most funny story. How I got to play as the most embarrassing name ever for a whole generation. And mind you, a whole generation can play for like an hour or more, or maybe 3. So, sometimes tragedy strikes twice. That's what happens. Suffering really builds character. Yeah, so let that be a lesson to you. If you ever play a game where you have like babies for generations, always name all of them appropriately. Cause something might strike and then you're left with playing something you might not be too happy about. That kid must have been bullied. Well, jokes on them. I think in that playthrough, kid was grown up to be, I don't know, I think mayor of town or something. So bullied back, definitely. So very successful. The name was just like very inappropriate, but everything else like definitely worked out for the best. But yeah, the best thing you can like kinda go for in the game is like go for the position of judge, like turn to be judge, and then when your friends commit crimes, like you know, turn a blind eye to all the things. Or when your arch nemesis like does something very minor, you give him like the biggest reprimand for that. Like, oh no, you didn't. I don't know what you could. And that thing is, the game also had like the weirdest like rules and regulations that could be changed by people in power. So if you've gotten into power, you could, for example, say, okay, silverwares are now forbidden. When your enemy was producing silver as their income, that was like diabolical. They're like, okay, now I'm illegal business, I guess. Or they have to give it up, even though they were specialized in it. So you could really strategize evil. Do you notice that I had way too much time playing that game because it was like the only CD that was running around at the time at my table? I did the most out of things I had. I also had like a game for like learning. I did have a game for like learning math, and I had a game for like learning about animals, and I played that to death too. But like Fugger 2 was like the only game that was actually like a game that was there. Like, I had some very old actual like games too on like a console that my mother had still kept, but she sold it, so that was gone then. Wait until I got a handheld. That worked way better then. Yeah. The good old times. Okay. I'm blabbering too much. How about I update Star Stable and I look if I can do that one quest. Does that sound like an idea? Because it's getting late. We can still talk though. Sometimes I'm getting too nostalgic with old games. Because there's like so many things that actually happened with them. I don't know if you get the feeling. Here we go. Okay, it's updating. Now I just need to give it some time. Like from a general perspective, playing old games wasn't that hard back in the day because everything was kind of still like compatible with the newer computers. So even if you had something old lying around, it did work pretty nicely. But like nowadays, if you're like, oh, I still have like an old game here, and you put it in, most of the time you can't even get it installed right anymore. You kind of have to do it in like a virtual environment for it to run at all, which is kind of annoying. Cause back then, yeah, as I said, there was a box with old CD stuff, and then that's where I got the fun stuff from. Pull it out, see what looks interesting, and just played. But nowadays it's not that easy anymore. But I'm guessing you do now have a lot of like downloadable stuff. But there's like so much crap. Because lastly I was looking for like maybe doing like a small game on stream that is like free or something, and I looked through to see if I can find one just for one stream, and it felt like you were swimming in trash. Like, yeah, just everywhere you were looking, just nonsense everywhere. Not a single one that was like decent. I mean, I get it, you want to make money, but like, I got the feeling back then, since printing something onto lagging because I'm starting Star Stable. Actually printing something on like a CD did actually still cost a little bit of money, so you had way less trash actually being produced. Like, somewhere not the greatest, but like nowadays there's like big trash because it doesn't cost you anything anymore, I think. Also because games development itself gotten so much easier because of, yeah, game development engines that you can just download and everybody can like purchase packs and like click stuff together. Okay, let me I need to just get it up and running here. Where is it? Does it not pull it up? Does it not work? Okay, wait, give me a second. Settings. We did play it only a few days ago, right? Okay, wait. I have an idea. Okay, I think now it's working. I just... Okay, now I just need to change my settings. That is a little weird. I have to change the settings twice to get it over to OBS. That OBS update wasn't the best, I'm telling you. Okay, now it should work. Huh, now it does. Because the thing is, I now have to put the game in windowed mode, and then put it into OBS, and then get it back to full screen, and then it works, which doesn't make any sense. Oh, my bitrate is red again. Congratulations. Why the heck? Okay, but yeah, we got this new quest, Messy Houses, that we can get in the medieval arena. And we can get that while we're talking. I don't think I need to change category, or should I change category just for that? Oops. I didn't look at the screen. Should I change category for that, or do we just... I think I'm faster if I'm going over the left side and not take the boat. Because we're just looking in and doing the quest. Technically, we don't need to change category for this. Yeah, sometimes I wish I could just simply install all the games easily. But I have two problems with older games. Problem A, as I said, is the backwards compatibility issues that are very present with them. Can be kind of evaluated by having like a virtual system running, but then you have to have like so many virtual machines running, basically. It's taken up a lot of space for something that's shipped tiny, actually. Also, for each of them, you kind of have to find out, okay, which environment works best and everything. And the second problem that I'm having is that most of these older games I am having as a CD or DVD, like running there in the back, turning around because it's actually back there in the closet. And the thing is, I don't have a drive anymore. My PC just simply doesn't have one. I had one at some point, but it broke. Just didn't want to read anymore at one point. And I never gotten a new one. Because for new stuff, you don't need it, because everything really is like available online. And like for one or two like very, very popular games, you might find a mirror of something online that you can use instead of your actual CD. But for like very unknown games that I'm having laying around, I don't find that online. Like, I'm the only person still having that game. Or that ever got it, I don't know. And that is really, really a weird feeling to have. Ah. Okay. Maybe I can... Maybe I can just jump over here. Not the way it was intended, but it works. Take your time. Take your time. I'm not doing much. You're not missing a thing. At the moment, I just walk slowly to where we need to be. I could teleport, but it costs money, and I don't know. I'm a cheapskate. I don't know if I'm the only one in games that does that. When you can, like, take a flight path, teleport, that costs something, not actually teleport, that is free. I'm always the one that just goes by mount / foot / whatever means of getting around you have, instead of using their gold / currency / monies. I just don't know. I'm just, I don't know, saving up, just like in real life. Every tiny bit helps. How to say you're poor without to say you're poor. I'm good at saving up. Confession made indirectly. I think that's a good skill to have. Being good at saving. Oh, we're halfway up. This always takes forever. I mean, it's better than the opposite. I have known a few people in my life that were like basically, oh, my paycheck's here. Oh, I'm again in minus. What did you buy? Useless stuff that I've thrown away by now. I don't know. Some people are just like that. If they have money, it needs to be gone immediately. Like, not for useful stuff. Like, oh, I need to repair my car. Or I need to get new socks because mine are all, like, broken down, like torn. My clothes are torn. Or like, okay, I need to pay rent, I need to get some groceries. No, there's like people like, oh, need the Gucci bag or whatever all that stuff is called. Oh, I go partying with it. Oh, I use it on gambling. These kinds of people. I've known a few of these in my life, and yeah, wasn't the prettiest to be around. I'm telling you, it was just a different world. Okay, we're almost there. I swear, if the quest is just hello, we're the medieval camp, you can do stuff here that you already know about, then this whole trip will be for nothing. So I'm just hoping this is actually really either a new race or a new feature that it gave us. I haven't spoiled myself yet, so I don't quite know. Currently, there's like no like season pass, no game pass, whatever you want to call it. You can't buy anything from there. Somehow I don't want to call it season pass or battle pass if you can't buy it. Like, is it more of a like a game pass then? I don't know. It's called Trailblazing Pass, so let's just call it by the name it is. There's currently no Trailblazing Pass available, so I don't feel as inclined to log in like daily to like look at the new content. I mean, I sometimes do a race or two, but that's something different. Okay, let's see what this quest is about. I have to listen to complaints. Look at them. They're all complaining to me. Star Rail Mansion. The funny thing is, Trailblazing was in here before it was in Star Rail, so maybe Star Rail Mansion and Star Stable instead. No, it's a universal word, so. Do I now like wasn't there a thing with when you have to decide between those three houses? I never really did that much. I still did like the night training, and then I really stopped, as you know. Yeah, I'll settle everybody's problems. Just did Genshin Abyss. And how did you do? Did you do good? Did it go well? I forgot what Abyss. Was that the one with... I'm trying to remember. What's the one with the jumpy thingy down? Where we basically had like 3 bosses down. And in the upper one we had like lots of AoE needed, right? Gravity. Yeah, exactly that one. I think I've done that one already. Okay, so basically I can now do quests for each house. Do I need to decide on one? Because all 3 of them have like a quest. Oh yeah. Okay, yeah. I remember now. The anime immune one. Okay, now I can't do the other ones. Okay, so I really have to decide for a faction. I guess I just decided on blue. Okay, B-bomb. I'm pretty sure I have a B-bomb, but it's in my storage, so I would have to get it. But we can just collect it here. It shows us where it is. Oh, no, I can do the other ones. We'll do the B-bomb first, though, before I do the others. They haven't the easiest Abyss in forever. If they ask, I'm gonna say that's a good thing. Because I think it's nice if you can have fun in Abyss. Because when it's hard, I'm not feeling like doing it over and over again, you know? But if it's easy, I get the urge to like try it with different characters, see how everybody's doing, you know? Garanto, there's an easy solution. Use Wander in the first half because the freaking Chenyu boss is animo immune anyway, so it's no fun when we're only doing tickle damage. Why is the star running away from me? That's no fair. Okay, how do we get down there without dying? Okay. Basically, just one boss that kind of has an elemental requirement. Yeah, you couldn't use a lot of people like in the first half, too. Where did it go? There was a star here. Did I collect it? Or did it just sneak away? It kind of went into the bush and then it was gone. Okay. No star for me. Finally, like, finally a group of opponents. Actually, more than 3. Yeah, Nyla had some time where there were, like, tons of enemies in. But recently we have like a lot of bosses, so Nyla's rarely usable anymore, so it's really a good thing to see something where you can play her again. How did I get up there? I probably need to go from the downside. Oh no, here. Slow. And there is B-bomb. Very good. I wonder if the others also have collection quests or not. But yeah, I'm looking forward to trying out the... Ugh. Always these trees. The Abyss with a few more characters. Maybe once I've done the Star Rail quests. Once I have them, like the quest and the event, once I have that done, maybe I do like one more run with like 4-star only or something. That would be really nice. Or like maybe 4-star DPS at least. We'll have to see. Depends on what I'm in the mood for. Try it on stream. That's the big problem. I tried that once on stream and it ended in a disaster because when somebody watches me, I get nervous and I can't play properly. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's because also of the fact that I normally need to like... I need to find 4 dragons? Okay. I'm not good at hide and seek, I'm gonna be honest. Usually I get like very nervous when I'm trying hard content in front of people. I'm gonna be honest. Like, I kind of remember doing... which game was that? I think Castlevania... 64. Cook food, okay. And I had to do, like, a hard boss, and I just couldn't do it on stream. It just didn't work. And I only managed to do it, like, off stream, because... I don't know. I just can concentrate better if I don't have to like talk at the same time. Yeah, I'm trying to cook. Do I need to press a specific button? Or do I need to sit somewhere? Or do I need to talk to her about this? Okay, I'm confused. Ingredients from the other houses. Do I need to ask for them? Or is that like the other quest? No, I have to look into tents. Performance anxiety. Exactly. That's like one of the reasons I started streaming actually, because I do not function with like people in real life. My idea was that when I can practice without seeing people, it will get better. And as you heard on the Let's Play, you had to that I had posted last time, which was one of the early ones. It did really help on Steam. The problem is it doesn't quite translate that way to real life. In real life, I'm still the same, can't get a word out, so... It improved in a little bit. I can, at the very least, go, like, grocery shopping and not freak out anymore, but... I don't know. I'm still too shy for everything else. Menacingly sitting down to eat. Is that what happens? It is cheesy. Everybody gave us an ingredient. We just put them in there. Are we doing some sort of medieval hot pot here? Yeah, I see it that way. It's something. Because before I couldn't really walk around like in the supermarket alone. I would freak out. I got nervous. Okay, now time to find the dragons, but I have no idea where they are. Tiny dragons. She said like in the area of like the camp, right? So I'm guessing maybe behind tents. There is an egg. Maybe that has to do with it? Is that one of the dragons? Hello? Okay, it says it doesn't want to be disturbed, apparently. But it did screech here. Does it mean that I'm close? Maybe I shouldn't go, like, on my horse. Ah, there you are. Because I'm way too big with the horse. Doesn't quite work. Okay, I've got one dragon. Only 3 more to go. Okay, so just walk through camp and hear if they're screeching. Okay, I got it. I mean, not these dragons, because they are for sale. Just the ones that she hit. Screechy screech? Nope. I was hoping that they're screeching here. Wait, I see something glittering. Yeah, that's dragon number 2. 2 more to go. I was about to like turn around because I was thinking they can't be that far out, but apparently they can be. One downward dragon was hiding below the horse. Okay, one more. That's probably further in, right? That's something that I miss in a lot of games nowadays. Quests, search quests specifically, that do not have markers. You know? It's something that not a lot of games do anymore. Like, actually, I have to search stuff. Okay, but I'm really missing the last dragon. Maybe it's further out. Maybe somewhere where I don't consider being part of the arena anymore. See? I knew it. There we go. And now we can like turn that on. Then you like the Elden Ring UI decisions? Like no markers, but the quest lock is hints and not just blind. Yeah, something like that is really cool. I really wonder what became of that one game that I tried at some point. The one that I told you about. The one that I really liked, like puzzle gameplay wise, like quest wise, but really failed in like combat gameplay department. Okay, so these are daily quests, so I'm basically like out of things to do again. House Ascendant United. Okay, so we need a certain amount of also for that too. Certain amount of reputation to unlock more. Doesn't tell me how much though, right? Okay. I got it. Just go in there daily and do your stuff. How about I log out here? Maybe I don't forget then. I will probably forget. That's just the nature of things. Let me go here. Ah. My whole PC is lagging. What did I do? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I still have my camera up. But what you can't see is I have an error message on my camera that tells me error. Popping right in front of my picture too, by the way. Oh well. It works even with errors, so I'm not complaining. Just... okay, then error me. Can't close it. Like, there's an X in the corner, but it does nothing. It just, like, okay. Encoding is overloaded. Okay, OBS apparently does notice some problems. Maybe something, like, something crashed. The message came 1 hour and just oh, that's not good. That would be really bad. Like, the only thing that's probably worse than that is when you have actually like the mic muted and you talk and have a stream for like hours on end and you wonder why nobody is talking to you, and then you know it's like, oops, I have been muted for hours and nobody bothered to say like, hey, your mic is muted, by the way. Just wanted to say that, goodbye. Everybody like, okay, not saying anything, but mouth is moving, goodbye. I mean, I can understand when you're like not having an avatar or a camera or something. One can't know if you're like AFK, but if you see somebody, they just go like have the decency to say, hey, you have a technical error, maybe just press like unmute or something. Sometimes I have not said anything because the model wasn't muting their mouth. Oh, well, that can also be. It kind of depends on where you mute it. Like, And what kind of model you have, because there's like some models. I would demonstrate now, but I can't because I have the error message, so I can't go into the settings menu. But on some models, you can like link your mouth movement just to your microphone, and on some you can link it to your actual mouth movement, and on some you can press like do a combination of both, so it will like estimate based on both if you're actually like opening your mouth. I mean, I could try making a sound, but like keeping my mouth closed. It's not easy though, but well, I'll try. Wait. I'm sounding like an oncoming car. I'm not even sure my mic did filter that out. Or at the same time, I can like open my mouth and do like nothing. Like say nothing. Like. It works. Because I put it on like actual camera tracking. So camera does its things. I mean, say something that the mic doesn't filter. I have to like very loudly. Because if I'm going too quiet, the mic is just gonna, oh, that's background noise and not gonna do anything because I have a filter on. It's like, oh, background noise. That was for sure the ceiling fan or something like that. You know how they all are, these filters. But yeah. I mean, it's fine not to say anything on stream for like 5 minutes. If some people are just, they need time to think, especially when you have like matches of like very intense games or something. But like, you know, there is like a limit, I'd say, of like, if there's nothing said in 5 minutes, I think it's worth checking on what's going on. Yeah, and I'm not getting rid of this error anymore. Oh well. Not only that, I can't even open my settings. My settings are just not there. When I try to press settings, the UI doesn't open. I think that's the error. Like, the UI kind of like had a oopsie daisy while loading. And now it's all gone. Oh well. As long as it's working again next time. I don't feel like restarting the model now. I don't know. I'm too lazy. That would take too long. Maybe it's just me. But yeah, I'm out of topics. I'm not sure what to say. I probably should have a better plan for next Tuesday, but I can't promise anything. Because let's be real here. I'm not... What just happened with my camera? Camera? Hello, camera? There it goes. Okay, camera said, okay. I give up. You know what? I'd rather die. Okay, a restart. Maybe it does help. I'm restarting after all, okay? You got your way. Does that make you happy? Does that make you happy if I restart? Yes? Hello? Oop, and there we are. Hey, and the error is gone. Fascinating. Someone named Camera just comes in like, yes? Oh, don't get me started. When you say like, okay, nobody cares, or like nobody wants that, like the good old jokes of, okay, where is nobody then? Seems like a very interesting person. Do you know these kinds of jokes? It gets old after a while, but like every single time. There's people that just can't take things serious. Whenever you say something, they're always like, okay, and where is nobody? Like, if you want to avoid topic and make the person that you're actually talking with right now really mad because you're not actually like paying attention to the problem at hand, do that. You won't have a problem for long because probably the person is leaving because you're not listening, actually just cracking jokes. I'm guilty of that sometimes as well. When I'm like feeling uncomfortable, I'm just trying to be funny or like to say something, and then I babble on, and I don't know, kind of like a defense mechanism, even though it shouldn't be. Or my best defense mechanism in real life, just nod and then leave. Seem like you're busy doing something else. It always worked so far. I'm good at looking busy too. There's always something I have to do, so... But I'm not as good at it as other people. I mean, I have seen people perfecting, like, sleeping on the job. And I'm not talking, like, okay, figuratively they are sleeping on their job. I'm talking, like, literally. Like, they're sitting on their computer and they are asleep, but it looks like they're not because they're perfectly sitting straight. Looking at the screen. Hand on the mouse, but they're asleep. Like, really. I've known people like that. It's a very rare skill. Impressive when you see it live. Me busy. Yeah, the problem is when the person just doesn't want to let off. They're like, okay, what are you busy with? Maybe I can help. And you're like, oh no. I was just trying to avoid any more conversation. Give me alone time. I'm introverted. I need my recharge. I've done that once on a moving train back home from high school. I'm gonna be honest. I cannot for the life of me sleep with eyes open. Or during like anything that involves loud noises from others, lights from like projectors, screens, or anything else. I'm like a pure sleeper. Like when I go to sleep in my bedroom, there's no electronics there, there is no lights there, it's absolutely quiet. And like I also have no problems falling asleep because of that, I think, because I like when I go into my bedroom, I lay down, like the light and like the curtains are like everything is like closed, everything's down. When I'm in that environment, I also immediately sleep. It's like you know when you can toilet train your pets? I think I'm sleep trained to my bed. Like I go to the bed, everything is like lights are off. It's quiet, I immediately fall asleep. Teacher called him, why isn't he answering? And he's looking at me. I think if that would happen to me, like on the teacher's side, I would be first concerned about the health, because somebody can have like a stroke or something. Like if they're looking at you and they're not answering, first you can like think about like a medical condition, but... But yeah, with eyes open is like especially hard, I think. Not saying that's impossible, but it's like really hard. I think I told you about that already, but like when I had like this facial paralysis that I had once, where like half of my face was like paralyzed. I couldn't close my eyes, of course, like on that side. So I had like one eye open and one eye was closed. So I slept with like that one eye open because I couldn't close it. And therefore I got like a, I don't know how to what is it called? Eye patch thingy, but like a medical one that like seals it in. Then I got like a salve that I had to like put into the eye and like make it like wet so it kind of like survives the night. You know, because you also can't blink them properly, and it's not staying wet your eye. It was really annoying. I had that because of anesthesia, so once I was numb, I had to blink manually with the finger. Yeah. As I said, you can't like manually blink while you're asleep, so I got the eye patch thingy. Yes, it didn't look as cool. You would think like an eye patch looked like really cool, right? And the one for daytime actually it looked really cool, like a normal eye patch thingy that you get, that you don't look into like light sources because you can't close your eyes directly. But the night one, it was basically it looked like a mini fishbowl in front of the eye. Like open up Google and type in like eye patch medical. No, that's not where I'm finding it. There must be one. Well, let me. I will find it. I'm not finding it. This can't be. It was definitely like see-through. It was see-through and rounded, and it was specifically for nighttime. I can't find it. I can't find it for the life of me. I don't know what it's called. Anyways, I'm too stuck up on this. But yeah, the one for the night did not look so nicely. I think mainly because it was designed so it wouldn't like come off that easily during nighttime. Because I had this when I was still a child, and you're like, you don't trust children to not like toss around during the night and like get it off or something. So they don't give you the normal one because it could like it could move, and then you kind of like rub your eye against like your pillow, and then all the salve gets out of there. So it is kind of like with that thing, it was like 100% tight protected. So you as a kid could not like you do probably at night, like, oh, my eye is weird, I'm gonna touch it, like rub my eyes. I think it's specifically because it was like for children. I found it really stupid though, because it looked stupid, and I'm normally one, and I always have been somebody to like lay like really deep into my pillow, like take pillow and like mush it into my face. I couldn't do that with that thing because even though it was like so trying to be softer, it was still like a as I said, rounded, probably plastic see-through thingies. So it was like, I don't know, it was pressing around my eye like the outside, because it was like Like basically like the cheekbone then. It was pressing against the cheekbone and the eyebrow when I was laying on it. So that was not too nice. And I'm really happy once I got rid of that. All not as bad as the time I basically had to wear an exoskeleton, but we're not talking about that anymore. I told about that, and I don't want to repeat myself. I'm talking way too much about myself today, and I'm repeating myself too much. It's better if we stop. I need a topic change. Well, we call it a day, one of the two. But yeah, I am now switching up from soups again. So I'm still getting a little sick when I'm eating something not soupy. Because I'm still, yeah, coming down with, I don't even know what it is. Is it flu? Is it something else? I don't know. But I got bored of just soup. Like my body's like, oh, not soup again. Which usually my family, we say that's a good sign. If you're like offered soup and you're like, nah, I'd rather have like some bread with like sausage on top. Like give me a roll. With a nice slice of cheese or something like that, then you're on your way to get better. That's at least what they say. Nobody mentions anything about when you're sick afterwards though, so I don't know how much that statement holds true, but in my book, I still cling on to that when you're in the mood for something else to eat, it is a positive sign. And I think there's something true about that, because the human sense of smell, like when you pick up something and your body thinks like, no, I don't want to eat that, you're like, you get a certain sense of disgust, you know? Even if it's like normally totally edible, but like if you're sick, you're smelling something that's like too fatty or like too spicy, you're like, nah, already the smell makes me sick. So I am. Sometimes it doesn't make sense, but I guess for the body it makes sense. Self-regulating, that's what I call it. Even though telling it's self-regulating when you suddenly have like pains out of nowhere without like any reason on why that is that way. Nature is wonderful and also dumb as heck. It's just how nature is. Nature is like, oh, that works. Is it optimized? No. But we just keep it the way it is. Just because it barely works, and that's good enough. I am more of an optimizer, honestly, in my life, so I am not agreeing with nature on that part. If something can be perfectly optimized, I think it should be optimized. But nature is like, nah, that's not worth the effort. You know, actually. Oh. Can't change anything about it. I'm babbling again. I think I should probably call it a day. My voice is giving up anyways. Genshin optimizer for real life. Yeah, exactly. I need something that tells me how to optimize. But yeah, I think most of the time we already know how we could optimize. We just don't have the means to. Like, it's like we're looking at the Genshin optimizer that's telling me like, oh, why doesn't my, I don't know, insert healer of your choice, like, why doesn't my Chi-Chi beat Abyss? Like, maybe you're asking the wrong question. Maybe she's never meant to be the DPS or something. You know what I want to say? Not to say that there isn't any DPS Chi-Chi builds out there, but you know what I mean. I wanted an easy example. Maybe it didn't work so well. Well, maybe I should have picked Star Rail. Star Rail works better for that example. But yeah, like sometimes you just can't change. You just can't change your role in life, so to speak. No matter how much you try. Oh god, I'm getting philosophical. I should definitely log off. There's too much things going on. It's not pretty currently for me. I'm just trying to cope, okay? That's okay. I think it's best we find an ending before I start going into deep philosophical questions and psychological analyses and how life is shitty and you know how I get. We did our fair share of, I don't know, random stuff today. Planless. It's like a good mixed salad. It has everything, a little bit of everything. Also, yeah, let me hydrate. We had a nice mixed salad. We had a whole lot of 0 calories, but we also had a little bit of cheese in it and like some dressing, so it's a good mixture. Hopefully healthy or something. Okay, but I'm gonna go and prepare dinner. I'm thinking about something easy to stomach, maybe some noodles of some sort. I have to see what I still have, but because I think I'm almost out on like easy stuff. Easy stuff to make, but I'll find something that is like not too taxing to do, because I'm really not feeling in the mood today to do a whole like Sunday meal with I don't know, with meat that you have to do for like 2 hours and dumplings that you have to cut and roll and everything. I'm feeling very in a splash noodles into water, make simple sauce, eat kind of mood. And then, I don't know, do one step in the Sorrel quest and then lay back down. Something like that. Something easy. Something very easy. So definitely no memory of chaos today, because then I'm depressed. And I'm already depressed enough as it is. Okay, but I thank you all for being here and bearing with me in the time of I have no idea. Sounds fire. Well, it's decent. I like noodles. Noodles just it always works. Noodles with sauce. It's simple but effective. What can I say? Well, we can discuss more on the Discord. I can feel philosophical about how noodles are better than rice in that aspect, that they work in more compositions, like in more diverse decisions. But yeah, that's opening a can of worms. I'll get the rice defenders. But yeah, thank you very much for being here today and bearing with me. I hope I see you again next week, and I hope we have I hope we can stream. I hope everything works out. I hope also that I have more idea on what to do. But until then, I see you next time, hopefully. I'm babbling too much. Bye bye.